Thank you all for coming. It's with great pleasure that Vermont-NEA is here today to make their recommendation for the Democratic primary for governor. And as you figured out by now, we have our recommendation is for Doug Racine, and he's here today to speak to you a little bit. And I want to talk to you a little bit about how we came about our decision. The board of directors met on Saturday, and after many hours came to this decision, and we certainly did not take this lightly at all. We went through a long process that began with, well, I don't know exactly where, let's see which one came first, but there was the April's Working Vermont debate at the Labor Hall in Barrie. That was one of the components we used. We asked the candidates to fill out a questionnaire, and we went over the results of that, their answers on that. Each candidate came to speak at our annual meeting in March down in Rutland, and their statements and their websites, all put together, were what we used as our reference, and we came to this decision on Saturday afternoon. And what we would like to share with you today is that Doug has really been a staunch supporter of Vermont educators and its public schools and working men and women. And that was important to us, to include not just the education component, but the men and women in Vermont, our workers. We're proud of his accomplishments as a state senator and lieutenant governor and a businessman and a Vermonter. And he represents the best chance to move our state forward after 8 years of soundbite mismanagement. He, like we, believes Vermont is a great place to live, a great place to work, a great place to learn, and a great place where the future is limitless. He's worked hard to make public education available to all Vermont students, and he worked to make our education funding system fair, and to ensure that Vermonters' ability to pay remain a factor in school funding. He worked against the dangerous two-vote spending caps law, knowing right away that that was wrong and dangerous and counter to our state's history of local control of schools. He's opposed dangerous raids on our education fund that are nothing more than disguised property tax increases. He opposed a misguided property tax increase that would have starved our local schools. He understands that, and is one of the few public officials that is not a supporter of challenges for change. And he admits that this year's budget was not balanced and fair and not representative of the needs of Vermonters. He's not afraid to stand up for working men and women. He does not blame the public sector, unionized employees, or educators for the state's fiscal challenges. He's a zealous defender of our public schools, and he has really made that clear to us and did on Saturday. He's the only candidate who really does not see that the schools are the problem, or school spending is the problem that is driving the state's fiscal challenges. He's also unique in understanding the connections between poverty and lack of educational opportunity. This was very important to us. Our members every day see how poverty can make it hard for students to learn, and it'll be refreshing to have a governor who will work to ensure that those who are in poverty will receive a hand rather than a scolding. And Doug has pledged to stop the 8-year assault on public schools, and we are looking forward to that. He will reverse the current administration's penchant for pinning the state's problems on working Vermonters in general and on public employees in particular. And we're delighted to have Doug as our candidate of choice.